So every now and then I like complain about my office feeling a little cluttered and, you know, needing to clean up a bit. Well, I think for the next month or so, it's gonna be a lot more cluttered and cramped than it ever has been so far. I've got the lights and the piano case, and I've got the chairs and all the cords and crap, foam, and the computer and monitors from the other studio. And oh, and the storage room in the bathroom is all extra full as well. Got the Vive down there. We got the speakers and the keyboard. So yeah, there's not much room to move. I'm gonna see if I can pack up some of this stuff, like the lights and the case, put the case somewhere. But yeah, definitely a crowded house at the moment. Okay, so as I'm sure most of you watching this are aware, I have a travesty to answer for. And that is this. On April 1st, I uploaded a video where I taught how to blend Copic markers and used colors similar to this to, you know, make this. Oh my goodness, the actual things are in there still. Hang on. See, look at that. They're the nibs. Oh god. Ooh, smelly. Okay, here's what remains of YG07. It turns out they both make a very rich blood red color when mixed together. I have blood on my hands. I have to use colorless blender to get this off. Okay, so this isn't coming off. I can't get the blood off my hands. Damned spot. Out, I say. So I did, as an April Fool's joke, blend two markers. Some people asked if I actually did it. Yes, I actually did it. Quite a few people were very discomforted by the fact that I did that, including me. I need to just make it very clear. It was purely because the thought of it as a joke made me laugh to myself, but then actually executing it was a little more traumatizing than I had expected. In fact, let's action replay this in slow motion. By the way, if you want to watch anything in slow motion, hit the cog in YouTube and hit speed, and you can just change it to less than normal speed. FYI, I sound like a complete drunk person. Let's go.
Because if you have enough grunt in your machine, blending really shouldn't be an issue. It should be a matter of pushing and twisting.
Alright, this is where I regret my life decisions. And watch my face. This is the bit where I'm like, holy crap, this really worked. See, look at that face. That is a split-second pause frame reveal of my reaction to seeing the fact that the Copic markers actually blended in the blender. This face says, I can't believe this worked, and I can't believe I did that. Anyways, so, unfortunately, that was that. The reason I justified it is because I thought, look, it was an extra video on top of my 3 videos a week, and I'd sort of hoped that the ad revenue would cover ordering those Copic markers again, because I don't like destroying or losing art supplies, and I don't like having an incomplete set of 72 markers, so I'm gonna order those markers again. Plus there's a new Copic pen out that I'm gonna order too, which looks really cool. And I should probably get some more colorless blender so I can get the blood off my hands. There's actually a bit in the video where I show and name the colors of the Copic markers. That was specifically because I wanted to come back and check, so I knew exactly which ones to buy again. So there you go, I'm making my order of my Copic markers. I'm replacing the ones I blended, plus I'm getting a new brush tip pen, and I'm trying the new Gassenfude. I think that's Gassenfude. I feel like it's German. It should be Gassenflude, but no, Gassenfude. But it's Japanese, so Gassenfude. Anyways, so I'm getting these. Comes to 30 bucks, and I guess that's what that video cost me, plus the blender. By the way, before we jump into the content of today's vlog, I have to show you this animation. This is super worthwhile watching, so please click the link in the description to go check out this animation. It's by Felix Colgrave. It's called Double King. He released it like today or yesterday. I saw this when it was like halfway through development and was just blown away, but the final product is just, I don't know, it leaves you speechless, and you have to go watch it, especially if you love animation, which I'm sure you do because you watch my vlogs. This guy is super talented. Go check it out. Okay, so today's workload is pretty straightforward. I'm recording the announcement of the Challenge of the Month theme, which I'm going to have themed around traditional and digital art. By the time you see this vlog, the announcement will be up. Go check that out on the main channel. So once I've recorded and edited and released that, I'll be editing some VR videos that I recorded last week. Hopefully I'll get at least one of those fully edited, and then I have another one that I can edit later, but I just at least need one of those fully edited. So that's today's workload. Record a video, edit 2 videos. Alright, there it is, people. Tradigital, the traditional / digital smash up challenge of the month. Go check it out, and I can't wait to see your entries. I'll put the link in the description to the announcement video so you can get all the info. Okay, so it's about time to wrap up. I've spent the rest of the day editing and making some headway on the virtual reality videos. Otherwise, it's time to move on to the question of the day. This time it comes from Lucky Duck You, who says, could you make more animation tutorials? I feel like you gave up on them. I loved them, Jazza. Okay, let's have some real talk. Now, in giving you guys the answer to this question of the day, which by the way was the most upvoted question of the day, so obviously a lot of you are curious about this, I want you to keep in mind that I'm not doing tutorials. So this answer isn't saying I'm not doing tutorials anymore, but I do want to explain why there are less tutorials and why that is going to be the case moving forward. There are 2 main reasons. The first is the change in my audience, and the second is the, I suppose you could say, paradigm shift of my channel. First, change in my audience. As my channel has grown and become bigger, the more popular content has slowly and gradually become the more easily digested sort of content. The fun with art sort of stuff. Challenges and interesting motivational things, and occasionally, of course, simple tutorials as well. But overall, the overall palatability of the content that I'm creating is becoming more broad, and as such, creating complex tutorials is no longer as beneficial to my audience as a whole. It leaves more people out than it includes. So that's one of the things that sort of plagues me a little bit as I think of new content to create. Second, let's talk about the paradigm shift of my channel. And when I say that, what I mean is, when I started my channel, it was mostly a tutorial channel, but that was also because YouTube had a lot of room for tutorial videos. There really wasn't much out there. The paradigm shift I'm referring to, essentially the changed approach and niche that I'm filling, is based on how that is essentially filled now. So if people go to YouTube and search how to draw the shoulder or how to draw an eye, there are now thousands and thousands of videos that do that, where when I started, there were very few videos teaching any of these things. So I'm providing less value because it's so broadly given. Now, I know that, of course, people enjoy my style of teaching sometimes, and that's why they subscribe to my channel, so that's why I'm not doing tutorials. And of course, I enjoy teaching stuff, and I will be doing tutorials, just doing them less, because the niche I'm filling, or the content I'm providing, is now more specifically high quality entertainment art content. And that can include tutorials. I want to make high quality entertaining art tutorials, but overall I do feel like a majority of my audience is now more interested in the fun with art stuff. Really moving forward, I want to step this up to a notch that no one's been doing yet. Especially when the studio's done and when I've got like some new tech and equipment and stuff that I can really up my production game and I have space to work with. The kind of art content I'm going to be making is the kind of art content that hasn't been made on YouTube yet, and that's what excites me, and that's what I want to do. I want to make stuff that isn't out there yet. And when I started the channel, there wasn't much tutorial stuff out there yet, and that excited me to fill that gap. Another thing also I should mention is I don't consider myself an authority on art, and while I did tutorials, I covered a lot of the stuff that I felt like I could provide value with, but I also now, where after like 5 years doing this, I feel like I've done a lot of that. I feel like a lot of the topics where I can provide value I actually already have, and it's hard to convince myself to go back and sort of do it again when it feels like I'm doing the same thing. I've said all that, and I just wanted to give you a clear reason as to why it's not as much of a tutorial channel as it used to be. But having said all of that, I do want to say that there are some awesome tutorials I have in mind that I want to make and will be making that you can look forward to. As far as animation tutorials, there's at least 2 I really want to do, one of which is like how to animate epic fight scenes. I think that could be super cool, and there's like nothing out there yet. You know what I mean? There's also a really epic Premiere Pro editing tutorial I want to come out with in the next few months as well. So I wanted to answer this question of the day as straightforward as I can, to both say I'm still going to do some tutorials. They're going to be a bit different and more high tier and intense and fun than my older tutorials. They're going to pack a lot of value and still be interesting to watch, but they're also going to be less often, because I'm really going to focus on making broadly applicable and appealing, palatable, enjoyable stuff. And I hope that you enjoy that stuff too. If you subscribe to the channel just for tutorials, I'm sorry that there aren't as many of those. There are now also thousands of channels that do that sort of thing much more specifically than I do, and probably better than I could do it. But now I'm aiming to do some stuff that I believe that I can do better than a lot of other people can do it. Like, I'm getting like super competitive and hyped up to make some crazy awesome art stuff, and I can't wait. Like, I'm like lined up at the gates ready to just explode with creativity and ideas and ridiculous projects, and it's gonna be awesome. A lot of hard work, and I'm also scared. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up. Thank you so much for joining today's vlog. I will finish off by saying that we're streaming tomorrow, but the time difference has initiated because the daylight savings has happened. Okay, so I just did a time converter. If you're trying to figure out when the stream is, convert it from Australian Eastern Standard Time. As of last week, we were Australian Eastern Daylight Time, but now we're Australian Eastern Standard Time. So the stream is my time, 9 AM on Tuesday, which is 4 PM Pacific Time and 7 PM Eastern Time on the Monday. So that's that. Hopefully that helps. But otherwise, go to everytimezone.com to use the calculatory thing to figure it out when it is for you. But otherwise, I'll see you on the stream tomorrow. We're going to do 2 awesome, challenging, fun things that are crazy, and one of them will be an animation thing. So those of you who are missing some animation stuff, tune in there because that'll be fun. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.